Hey guys, FaceBlast here with Reddit Templars, bringing you another war recap video. We just finished our arranged war with Reddit Rangers, and it was a really good war. So let's go ahead and check out what we did here. If my screen will come up, there we go. And as you can see, we lost 99 to 102. It was a hard-fought war, though. We went into it with between 100 and 150 hero disadvantage. The war was 2 11s, 3 10s, and 30 Town Hall 9s. So in order to get this matchup, we partnered with Reddit Beta, who we've been doing some wars with lately, and we pulled in a lot of their top end guys. The 11s and 10s were all from Reddit Beta. So we partnered with them, and we still needed a few subs. So Mount Dumplin helped out and sent us a few guys, and Reddit Havoc actually let us borrow one of their guys, and we brought another one on, Dave, just because he helps out with our war planning sometimes, and I wanted to get him into an arranged war. He keeps wanting to war with us, so we were able to sneak him in there as well. And so as you can see, 99-102, pretty high destruction rate on both sides, 98.17 for them, 97.31 for us. Ultimately, it came down to the Town Hall 9s. We left 3 of them on star, or 3 of them that were 2-starred. But you can probably guess from our percentage, all 3 were 99% 2-stars. We actually had, I went through and counted it, I think we had 7 99% 2-star attacks this war on the Town Hall 9s. We had a few others that were in the mid to high 90s that just didn't quite have enough time, and that can probably be attributed a little bit to our hero levels. They're not quite where they need to be, but we do pretty well with what we got, I think. So it was a great war by Reddit Rangers. They were super efficient. They did a good job. They cleaned up our 9s and left a few of their higher Town Hall 9 attacks that they were able to do some scout attacks on the 10s, and actually made a 2-star run on an 11 that just barely timed out, I think. So they almost had a 9 2-star one of our 11s, which would have been huge for them, because they could have dropped down and cleaned a few more 10s. Anyways, big shout out to Reddit Rangers, and how about it, he streamed the first 4 hours and the last, I think, 3 hours of the war, which was great, just having a live stream going. I know a lot of our guys popped into it and actually jumped on the voice chat for a little while with them. So thanks for streaming it. Thanks for setting up the war. Shout out to Lady Owens for all her work in setting this up. We've been working on the roster all week, and as these arranged wars come up, there's bound to be some hiccups along the way. So thank you for all the work on that, and for being great to set a scrim up with. They actually ended up sitting some of their higher guys just to make this happen. So we appreciate it. It was a great war. We'd love to do it again. And yeah, so with that, let's go ahead and jump into some of these attacks. This is our side. As you can see, they 3-starred 2 of our Town Hall 10s. Those were both drop-down hits by their 11s, and they 2-starred our 11s, 80% and 63, and they actually had almost a 3-star hit on our number 3, fizzled out at 93%, but that right there would have been enough, I think, to get them the win, even if we did clean our 9s. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and jump into some of these attacks here. The first one I'm going to show you is an 83% hit on their number 1, and hopefully my internet keeps working, because I don't want to have to start this over. There we go. So it's by our number 1, 83%. Forgive me, because I'm not a big Town Hall 11 guy. He drops a bunch of golems, bunch of witches, and they move through and pretty much do a solid job of cleaning up this base. You can see right off the bat he kind of drops archers on the corners to take up some free percentage there. Drops 2 golems right off the start to get in and tank the defenses with the line of wizards behind. Drops another golem, and there's his CC golem jumping out. And at this point he's got his witches down, he's got his heroes down, and he's just kind of moving through the base. He drops a nice freeze right there, right as the eagle is about to go off. He freezes it, and as you can see, the eagle ends up going off and it retargets and it kills one single witch. So that's really all it got. So good freeze, good luck for us on that. And at this point he's just kind of moving through. His queen has separated off a little bit. His king's down, the enemy king's down, the enemy queen is down as well. His warden's still up, helping his troops out. And he's still got, a few golems up and a few witches up. So his queen's going to go around. I think she's going to come around and go behind these golems and use that tanking for a little bit, which is kind of nice. Her and the warden are able to go through and clean up some stuff. And at this point, it's a percentage game. He's at 62 already. He's still got his queen's ability left. Still got a few witches up. And right now he's about ready to take down that Inferno Tower. Takes down the enemy warden. And he's still just kind of cruising along. He's got a bunch of witches down there, kind of on the south side, working through with, looks like one wizard that's going to kind of help just give some DPS as the witches work around, which is kind of nice. So, this is pretty much what's left at this point. He's at 73%. He's got 2 witches and 1 wizard up. And they're just kind of moving through, and fortunately they're just running into 1 point defense at a time. So I don't know why that wizard right there locks onto the wall when he could step out and take that cannon down. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's Supercell logic for you sometimes. The witch seems to be, one of them seems to be working on that wall piece too. So they're gonna go through and bust that wall down, and not too much later the skellies are going to break through into that cannon pocket. And so as you can see, there's too much of this base left. There's still that mortar up, which is doing work on the skellies that pop up. 1 witch went down, 82%. He's going to get 1 more building here. And this archer tower, I think, is about to go down. Yep. Archer tower goes down. There's 83%. And at this point, all he's got is that 1 witch up. And that mortar's going to go ahead and take care of that. And it times out. So there we go, 83%. It's a pretty good hit for our Town Hall 11 there. So we did have 2 3-stars on the 10s, but both of those were drop down hits from our 11s. What I'm going to show you next, though, this was actually, I think, the first hit of the war. Was Big Ray coming in. He was our number 6, so he was our top Town Hall 9, and he came in on their top Town Hall 9. And this was within the first 3 minutes of the war. He comes in and drops this, which was a pretty good way to start. Part of me wanted to say, okay, we're calling the war right now. We got our fresh hit top Town Hall 9 attack in. We're going to call this good. But obviously, we didn't do that. So here he goes. He's going to queen walk, and he's actually going to bust her in to that compartment right there. And you can see he sent a couple test wall breakers. And how he missed that mortar shot, I don't know. But he breaks her in, drops a wizard right on that small bomb, which is unfortunate, so he's got to use another one. But he brought enough, he gets his funnel set, He gets his witch in, or his queen. I don't know what I'm saying. Witch. I'm stuck on the last attack. So she's in. She's working around. She's cleaning out some spots. Obviously, right here, he's concerned with some double giant bomb spots, and he wanted to get the CC taken care of as well. So it's a Pika in the CC. But, you know, it's not that big of a deal for him. He's got a level 30 queen that can take a hit or two. And he goes ahead and pops the ability. And the queen hardly takes any damage. And at this point, he's starting his golems and Valks. Up top, there's that one archer tower that pulled the golem down. But he's broken into that one compartment. Drops one hog to take out that archer tower, while everything's distracted and his golem redirects up. And at this point, Queen Walk's going well. He's only used one rage on her so far, and he got his funnel set. He's got his king and his Valks in. Drops a jump there. Nice redirect from the Valks. They're going to go in. They're going to take out the queen. They're going to take out the king. And at this point, he's starting in some hogs just to kind of help out his queen. That Tesla farm pops that's just a little bit out of range for her, but he's got plenty of hogs there. He drops a heal, and you know, they may not have even needed it because a lot of those were focused on the queen. But at this point, the raid's going pretty well. He still had that one heal left. Those hogs are going through. Drops a poison on the skelly traps, and at this point, he's on cruise control. There's nothing that's really going to stop him. His king's up, his queen's up. She's pretty much at full health now, and he's got plenty of troops up. He's got 4 or 5 hogs. He's got a couple wizards. He's got, I think, at least 1 or 2 Valks. Golem's still up. So that was a huge hit from Big Ray. He came over from Mount Dumpling to help give us one of those heavy heroes to help us out. So thanks, Mount Dumpling, for sending him over. Thanks, Big Ray, for one hell of a hit and one hell of an opening to the war. That was huge. So next one I want to show you is this hit on number 7 by Stern Lagurn. He's from Reddit Beta. He's one of the co-leaders over there. So he went ahead and hit 7. This was also a fresh hit. We had probably about 10, 12, 14 fresh hits, which wasn't bad. This is a plan that Vengeance actually drew up for him, and Stern went ahead and did. And at this point, he's luring the CC. We thought it was a golem or something in there, just based on how easy it was to get to. And the whole point of this king drop here is to just distract the golem so that the queen can get along on their walk, because we knew that she had a lot to get through. Those loons were actually an accident. They weren't supposed to go there. They were supposed to go down on the bottom by the queen. But whatever, he dropped them early and it still worked out. So at this point, he's just kind of letting his queen walk through. She takes the weirdest routes to get to defenses sometimes. I don't know why she went that far to get to that air defense. So she was in range of 14-point defenses. So this queen walk's going. He drops some hogs under a heel down there at about 6 o'clock, and the whole point of those is we were guessing that there was going to be a double giant bomb right there, just past the sweeper. And those hogs were supposed to trigger it, and you can see that Tesla pops up. So we were trying to avoid making some bacon with that, or at least that was the plan. But obviously the hogs did not have enough juice to get in. But he still's got 15 hogs in the bag, plus another 6 in the CC. There's no golem. The queen is basically taking out half the space, with hogs going for the rest. So at this point, he drops in the rest of the hogs. Because of the angle, he's able to single trigger one of those giant bombs there. And his queen's still walking around. Expo's locked on. There's that second bomb of that double set. Some skelly traps triggered. But at this point, there's 3 defenses left. He's got his queen up with the healer, so she's at full health. Hogs take down the cannon. Now they're moving to the archer tower, and at this point, it's cleanup time for him. One of the things, I don't know if you've watched, but this comes down to the last second. So he's got everything moving around. He's got a decent pack of hogs. The healer actually drops off, and I'm going to slow it back down here. So I was watching this on the stream with the guys, and we were hoping for a split here, and you can see one hog peels off there, and 2 more hogs peel off. So that builder's hut goes down. This one hog is taking out that Pika barracks, and this one hog here, his one hit lands, doesn't even finish landing, as you can see, and time runs out. Everybody thought it was a 99% 2-star. That was our theme of the war. But that one hog splitting off and then the second one joining up was enough to get that. So it was a nice hit. Good job Stern the Gurn. Good job Vengeance. I know they spent a lot of time going over the plan and making sure that they had everything right. And even though there was a few hiccups, Stern was able to go in there and make it happen. So, you know, we had fresh hits on 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which were huge. We hit their, you know, top 5 bases. I think fresh hit 3 stars. They did the same to us, and I think they hit 11 and 12 or something like that. They had a lot of fresh hits as well. But that was huge for us that we were able to come through and get some fresh hits on those top bases. So I want to show you Brandon's attack. He's actually the leader of Reddit Beta. And he's going to come in here with a Queen Walk Laloon. And he's got a Golem in the CC here. He's going to use his Queen to get 2 air defenses. He's going to use his Golem and King to try and get that air defense and the Queen. And then that will leave him with just the 1 air defense left to get with his Laloon part. So at this point he's just dropping some minions to, you know, take advantage of some free buildings. And really what that's doing is setting the funnel for his King, just to get it straight in there and get his King on the Queen and on that air defense. He also brought 4 hogs so that as soon as he drops his King, he can drop those hogs in there, so hopefully they can go in and help out. As you'll see, it turns out he doesn't really need it, but he's got his Queen Walk going. It's going pretty well so far. She took out the CC, and she just took out the CC's just now popping. Took out 1 air defense, and out comes the CC Golem. You know, he had raged up, so that's pretty good. It gives her a lot of extra power to get through that Golem. And while she's doing that, I'm going to actually take a drink real quick. So he also uses the ability right there just to make sure she doesn't go down. And she's locked onto that 3rd air defense. You can see his King goes down straight for that mortar. That's the only thing left standing. And then there's a jump there. So he goes right in for that Queen. Takes her out. Hogs are in. They take out that cannon and they go over to the air defense, but the King and his barbs already got it down. They're going to go ahead and go in and start working on that Expo. And they actually, I think, get it down right here. And so at this point, Queen's still up. She's got the Expo locked on her. She's doing pretty good. He's got, you know, two hounds that came in, plenty of loons, and he ended up using that rage for his loons. As a result, his queen died, but that's okay because at this point he's got 1 loon still, or 1 hound still up. All that's left is that archer tower, and the healers actually kind of tank for his loons getting to that archer tower. But at this point, you know, it's GG. He's got way too many loons up, and yeah. So there we go. That was a nice hit by Brandon there. and let's keep on going. So the next one I want to show you is a hit right here by Ishmael, and he's another guy from Mount Dumpling that they sent over to go ahead and help us make weights. So I want to jump in here. He's actually going to do a mass Valk attack, which is pretty nice. He's going to go ahead and quad quake in here and open up a huge portion of this base. And he's got 2 golems and 18 Valks. And he's just going to let those Valks go to work. So right now he's setting his funnel. He's got his 2 golems down. He's going to bust through this wall. Only brought 3 wall breakers, so he got kind of lucky that there was no small bomb there. But it worked out. At this point, he sent. You notice he dropped 1 little test Valk just to make sure it was going to head in, and then in comes a line of Valks. There's a Hound in the CC, which isn't necessarily all that bad because the Valks are going to ignore it and just kind of keep focusing on their task at hand. They home in on the Queen. She's down. He drops, a couple of wizards to take out some defenses as they're focused on the Valks. And at this point, his Valks have kind of split a little bit into 2 groups. All the ones that went up with his golems, I think, are dead at this point. But he's got a huge group of them with his king. So he goes in and heals them so they can pound through a wall. And they get through, take out some of those defenses, and they're just kind of working their way through the base. And, you can see at this point his golems are gone. Everything in that, kind of west portion of the base is gone. But it's not that big of a deal because he just has so many more Valks going. He's still got a heal that he can use. And at this point, his Queen's able to walk on to the pups and take them out. So he's got, it looks like, 8, 9, 10 Valks left for only a few defenses. His Queen's up. He's still got his King ability. And so at this point, even though his Valks are going for a walk around the base, they've got those wizards with them. And what's nice about that is those wizards are going to pick up the buildings that are over the wall. And so you got the Valks up front, and you got the wizards kind of trailing behind, just kind of taking out the buildings on the edge there. Queen gets the one kind of hard to reach building right there, and she goes to work on a wall. And at this point, all that's left is that Tesla and that wizard tower. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this here because it's pretty much over at this point. Queen gets through the wall. She hits that Dark Elixir storage, and there we go. So nice hit, Ishmael. Thanks for coming over from Mount Dumpling for the war. We appreciate it, and nice war. So as soon as my iPad catches up here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go down. We're gonna drop down and show some of the other hits here. I want to show you Mike's hit on 24, and I forgot to say Ish's hit right there on 14. That was a fresh hit as well. So I'm going to show you Mike's hit on 24, which again is a fresh hit. And he's going to come in with a Govaho, and it's a shattered. You can see right here. He's trying to lure the CC right here. It's a fresh hit, so I'm not really sure what's in there. Drops that giant with that Tesla popping. That kind of caused an issue though. But good job by Mike in not panicking. He sees what happened, and he's just going to go ahead and go forward with his attack, and he'll deal with the CC as it comes. So he's got, he already had his funnel started on one side. He's got his golems down. He's got his wizards in there, cutting the rest of it. Drops his Queen down just to help cut through some of those buildings. Those storages take a while. And at this point, he's just sending in a trail of wall breakers, and he's into that first part. He left the breadcrumb trail there for his Valks. He knows they're going to go in. There's nowhere else for them to go. So So they go in, they lock onto the queen, they take the queen down, and that pocket's pretty much clear. He's going to go ahead and heal them up there, anticipating the CC, but it ends up being a hound, so we didn't necessarily need to heal there. But it's okay. Drops that great jump there over the Dark Elixir, which is going to let them just kind of keep pathing through the base. Drops a heal there for them to go ahead and when they hit that enemy king. And at this point, he's just going to start sprinkling in his hogs. He saved one heal for his hogs, and when that Tesla farm pops, he's going to go ahead and drop that for them. And he hits one set of double giant bombs right there. And things are looking pretty good. His queen's still up, his king's still up. He's got, he's still got 10 hogs that he hasn't used yet. And he's just going to start sprinkling them in as the defenses get distracted. He's still got a few of his Valks left, and he didn't bring a lot. He only had 6 Valks on his Valk part of the attack. So hits a giant bomb there, makes a little bacon, not a big deal. He still has a few left, and drops those in. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this because we're just on cleanup time here. So nice hit, Mike. As you can see, he's doing this with 14 heroes. That king was a 20. I'm not sure what the queen was. I didn't get a look at the beginning, but I think the queen was up there too. So hitting a base, with only 14 heroes is pretty good. So the last one I want to show you, well, maybe there might be one more. I'm going to show you this hit by BD on Lady Owens. So, sorry lady, but for helping set up the scrim, I'm going to show the hit on your base. He's doing a queen walk go-ho here, and he actually brought a Pika, and you can see he's got a 13 king and a 15 queen, so his heroes are pretty low. Defending is a 19 king and a 20 queen, and they're both together. So I think that's why I brought the Pika, just to kind of help him power through that pocket, since he was splitting his heroes up. And this is the first one that was a cleanup hit that I'm going to go ahead and show you. So at this point, he's he knew that Golem was going to come. He knew at what point it was going to come out. Just poisoned it just to help his queen not take much damage as she's going through it. And as they're about to pop, I think he's going to drop a rage on her just to make sure that she doesn't go down. And he's starting the other part of his attack. He's got his jump down just to get his king and Pika and Golem into that compartment. And at this point, he's just kind of cruising through. He knew where the double giant bombs were, I think, based on the previous attack. So he's, and that's the part of the point of the queen there. And he sends those hogs that made bacon with, I think, 2 hogs there, which is pretty nice. So he's just kind of sending them in. Got a nice split there so that he didn't lose too many hogs. And at this point, with that last heal, all the giant bombs are done. And all that's left now is mortar, wizard tower, and those air defenses. So I'll go ahead and fast forward this. Sorry for the internet signal. But there we go. That was a nice hit by BD. He's a Templar, by the way. So as soon as this catches up, I'm going to show you one last hit. And I think this last hit, as soon as my internet gets back to working, is going to kind of show the theme of our war. It's going to be my hit on number 27, I think. We'll go through and scroll down. Anytime now, internet, you could work, that would be great. Oh, shit, come on. Sorry about this, guys. If this goes on too much longer, I promise I will cut this part out of the video. And you won't have to watch it. Oh, there we go. I'll go ahead and just keep going here. So I'm going to go through the war events, and I'm just going to scroll through here. Here we go. My hit on 22 versus Ron Burgundy. So this is going to sum up the war, and I'll let my son take us out with his immortal words as soon as this goes. But as you can see, I've got a queen walk. I'm just going to start working my queen down. I want her to set one part of the funnel for my kill squad, and you know, this was a fresh hit, so I didn't know where double giant bombs work, but I was hoping that she was going to take some out. Got my Valks in. They're going to take down the enemy king and the enemy queen pretty quick. I was a little late on my king, but you know, that's okay. That's kind of what happens sometimes. But there we go. The Valks are cleaning out that pocket. I got my jump down. It was a nice pull that hound was in the CC, because at this point most of the troops over there are not able to focus on that hound, so they're just going to keep working. Got a little unlucky here. My Valks and king decided to split off and not take that jump, and my queen did not go in, so I just dropped a hog in there just to kind of get. I probably should have dropped another one to help get that air defense down, but that hog goes over and trips a single giant bomb. My queen's still working. A hound finally pops, but I've got my king working along the outside with a nice pack of Valks, and I popped his ability probably a little bit too early, and then I see this Tesla farm pop up. So I try and heal my hogs through this, and it was working okay, but they did not make it through. I was a little worried about my queen because I lost some of those healers, so I went ahead and popped her ability, and the rage just kind of helped her get through all those defenses. And at this point, I thought everything was good. I thought I had kind of wrecked this base. I've got you know, a wizard and my queen's still up. I've got 3 wizards just kind of sitting there, and I'm a dumbass. Instead of dropping one of the wizards up to try and get that that builder's hut, I drop all 3 there, just kind of help my queen power through the wall, and boom, that giant bomb right there takes out all my wizards. So at this point I got 45 seconds left. I've got the CC, I've got the mortar, I've got an air defense, and a dark elixir storage. And as you can see, that builder's hut is 1 tile out of range. So there goes my queen working on that wall. She gets it down just out of time. That was the theme of this war for us. We actually had on 18 here, we had 2 99%ers back to back to back. So Aether hit for 99%, Anderson hit for 99%. So that was kind of the theme for us. Like I said, we had 7 99% attacks. But anyways, that was a great war, Rangers. Thanks for setting it up. Thanks to Beta for partnering with us, and thank you to Mountain Dumplin and Reddit Havoc for sending over a few players. Dumplin sent, I think, ended up sending 5 or 6 people over for this, and it definitely would not have happened without them. So thanks a lot, guys. Great war. Go ahead, if you like it, hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next war recap. Sorry that it's so long. See ya.